CEO not into originality. New game looks like Hollow Knight. And you can see the screenshots here. They look almost exactly the same. So the CEO responded by saying, "I've always loved Nintendo games and that hasn't changed. I also deeply respect them. However, when it comes to making games, Nintendo has a strong philosophy of creating new and unique games with high quality." And this was questioned at Nintendo Game Seminar. On the other hand, I have a deeply rooted desire for my work to be enjoyed by as many people as possible. And to that end, if there are good ideas in this world, I pick them up, and I don't necessarily have to be particular about originality. And I'm thinking about it. I want to create it more casually. Want to make it more casually. I think it would be a good idea to create things in a way that just jumps on what is trendy, lol. Which is just great, my guy. I mean, what's trendy and lol and lol. I don't know if that was him or someone else, but I mean, it's part of the quote. So, oh man, and this was like 8 months before they got sued too. And then of course, the patent stuff nowadays. Recently, they got sued, and they don't know what they got sued for, but a Japanese patent attorney said that it was because of the mechanics, the throwing ball mechanics, and it looks similar. The designs do look similar to Pokemon. There's like 28 images of this, which is just crazy. That one looks similar to Pikachu. That one looks similar to like what, an electric type or something. This one looks similar to Charizard or whatever this one is. And this one looks similar to a Pokemon water type. This one is similar to Snorlax, etc. It could have been that, but turns out it wasn't. It was just the ball catching mechanic of Pokemon, and here's their patent. Their patent right here for like Legends Arceus in the open world. I mean, that game sucks, but and then they didn't know. They didn't know what it was. They responded to the lawsuit and stuff for patent infringement, but the problem is they don't even know what the patents are when they first responded, and like when Nintendo notified them that they're being sued, and then Nintendo didn't even tell them, which is just like kind of baffling because you'd think they'd tell them, but no, they didn't tell them at all. So it's just like, what is going on? I mean, they launched it on Steam, and then now they have similar stuff to like their Pokemon models here. So it's just like, what is going on? What is even going on? Just look at this. The images, they look almost identical to each other. This is a 3D one, obviously, but the 2D images. These are just crazy, man. Although, these I mean these do look kind of cool, but I mean this one looks kind of different from that one, but I mean they still kind of look similar because I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be cats, or well, I don't know if there's mouse in Pokemon, but this one looks like the Slowpoke one. This one looks like whoever that is, but I've seen it in Pokemon Tournament, that game. This one just looks kind of like the zebra with a different color, but I mean, it has a different design. It's more electric than the zebra from Black and White. And this one from Sun and Moon, it doesn't have its arrow and stuff, but it kind of looks similar. So that's the confusing part of all this. Well, I mean, it's not confusing, but they just look similar. And I can see why people thought it was copyright at first, but it might be just the patent infringement stuff. But Nintendo has multiple patents, by the way. So it's just like, what is going on here? And then, of course, at the beginning, every YouTuber was saying, oh, it's Pokemon with guns. Pokemon with guns. Really? And then, everyone was hyping it up, saying, Pokemon with guns and blah, blah, blah. An open world survivor, kind of ripping off Breath of the Wild as well with its open survival stuff, but it's just not practical, is it? I mean, Breath of the Wild is boring, and Palworld at the beginning is boring, so I guess that's what Palworld has. I mean, in similarities to Breath of the Wild, they're both boring games anyway. I mean, I don't know how Breath of the Wild even got Game of the Year. It's boring. But that's neither here nor there. And then, Palworld fans are afraid of buying it on PS5 now because they're afraid it might get taken down. Well, I mean, I'm afraid about that too. I mean, I barely played Palworld, but I mean, what if it gets taken down? And what if you never get to play it again? That's a real concern at this point, considering Nintendo's track record with taking down stuff. It's not totally out of the unreasonable realm of things, I mean, it's available here, but not available in Japan on PS5. They're just in Sony are kind of like cowards, being like, "Oh, we'll release it in the West because people will support it." But in Japan, it's on hold, dude. The port's on hold in Japan, according to The Verge here. It's on hold, so they're too chicken to support it in Japan right now. Even though Sony could easily back them up because they have a collaboration in America and the West right now, so why not support them through this? Sony is just as powerful as Nintendo here. They could just easily give Palworld money to help them not have this game taken down. This whole thing's just a mess. Everything. Why? Doing what's trendy. And Pokemon with guns hype. This game was hyped up. And it just fell on their faces, clearly. It's just sad, man. They don't really care that much about originality either, which is bad. I mean, as a game developer, you're supposed to make your own original stuff. I mean, fan games are out of passion, but it's just like, oh, this is so sad and disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a shill. I'm not gonna be like, oh, Nintendo is totally in the right here. No, they're not, dude. They have multiple patents for multiple things that they could sue and just easily destroy the gaming industry over. They're like the corporate version of Disney at this point, except not as bad as Disney. At least Nintendo won't prevent you from suing them because your wife died at a restaurant. Well, that's not our fault. Get screwed. Screw Disney, by the way. Just screw them, okay? But I mean, Nintendo has done a similar thing like that with Nintendo Joy-Con Drift. They're like, oh, you can't sue us because our terms of service or our EULAs, whatever. Fuck these companies. They're garbage. I hate them. Anyway, bye.